Hey guys, welcome to another episode of UrbanZoom Talk. So today we have two co-founders coming from Attribuild. Attribuild is a floor plan analytic tool, a very interesting tool. It's the first of its kind in Singapore. What they've done is that they've actually gathered more than 50% of all condo units in Singapore, and they use those individual floor plans as the basic ingredient to do database analytics. In my view, very, very interesting, very fascinating project. So let's hear what they have to share. Alright, hey guys, welcome to another episode of Urban Talks. Today we are very, very delighted to have the co-founders of Attribuild, Wee-Chin and Aloysius with us today. So thank you so much for coming. Actually they come damn early, like 8:20 the aircon not on yet. So it's a bit hot. Yeah. But thanks so much for coming down. So maybe to start off, just to share a little bit about like who you guys are, what are your background. Maybe Aloysius, you can go first.
Sure. Yeah. So I'm a bit of a weird one. My training is in IT. So in the early part of my career, I'm actually a software developer.
Oh, okay.
So I started as a software developer, but
what kind of software do you do?
Oh, I mean really boring stuff. Inventory control system. Yeah, .NET stuff. So inventory systems, money changing systems, that kind of.
So is that what you studied?
I studied IT.
Okay.
So that's what I do my whole life. So it's a bit. I've always been okay, quite. I think I was quite good in programming in the beginning. So after I graduated, I thought, actually I can do this. And I actually started my own gig. So I didn't actually go to a full-time job. I started taking on projects, and eventually I started a small company.
Oh, so you have a small team and then you started taking projects. Yeah. Okay, cool.
So I was writing software for quite a while. But somewhere along the line, I got very interested in digital marketing, and this is when Google was a new thing, so which kind of give away my age. So when Google
AdWords, when it's still called AdWords.
When it was still called AdWords, yes. Okay. So when it was a new thing, it was because of my hobby that I became. My hobby is actually magic. I actually was a hobby magician.
Oh, yeah, I see. Suddenly the
later the rabbit will jump up.
Okay, cool. Okay. You dressed like what I was gonna say. Okay, but go on.
So because of that, I got interested in digital marketing.
So you were trying to sell magic stuff, or like what?
So the thing is this, because magic is a very lonely hobby. It's very difficult to find other magicians. So I want to find other magicians. And since I'm a programmer, I create a forum. So the forum up already. So the natural next step is, how do I get people to come to the
Roger. So you started buying some hats. Okay.
No, so I started how? So I researched and I learned about SEO.
Roger.
And then I did SEO, and then it scaled, and then the forum suddenly and then I became like the biggest forum in Singapore for magicians and in this area. And that was when I got bitten by the power of digital marketing. And I eventually kind of did a pivot over to an agency side. So I started doing digital marketing, then I went over to project management, account servicing, solutioning, etc. So now I'm in this cross between digital marketing and project management plus product management kind of role in an agency. So I'm a pure digital person. So actually before Attribuild, I actually knew nothing about property.
Except
so
consuming.
It was
except living in them.
I said that this is what I need to stay.
I see.
So it's only through Wee-Chin and our other partner, Wai Leong, that I start to get exposed to the world of property and what it means, and it really opened my eyes out to the kind of opportunities and kind of needs of this industry. So that's kind of my background.
Cool, very cool. Thanks, Aloysius.
The other founder who can't come is Wai Leong. Actually, there's three of us in this thing together, and both of us are actually classmates in architecture school. So both of us are architects. So I've been I'm a practicing architect for a few years after coming out from school. And then after that, of course, I transited to the client side. So I think, but Wai Leong stayed on to be architect for a longer time. Before also.
So you joined the dark side soon.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I guess how much of architectural stuff do you still do on a daily basis now? Do you?
So I think from a client side, you're actually looking at a more from stakeholder level, right? You're trying to take care of all the aspects which maybe the developer needs, the property developer needs. From operations, from sales, from marketing, and then communicating to the architect to produce the thing. So it's looking at from a more macro level.
I see. Yeah. Okay, got it. So you jaga the architects and the other. Okay, got it. Cool. Yeah. So how did this attribute, or maybe before we talk about how it started, like what is attribute like
okay.
What is attribute?
So attribute is online. The official term is a online artificial intelligence analysis system for floor plans, which is a lot of big words.
I understand floor plans. Yeah. Okay, sure.
So what we do is we take floor plans of units in Singapore, and we apply a algorithm on it, which analyze a floor plan for its dimensions and all its attributes. That's why it's all its attributes.
Got it.
And then it help the lay people understand the pros and cons of every floor plan, and also to grade all the different floor plans so that it gives user an objective way of analyzing and selecting floor plan or comparing floor plan. Because floor plan is kind of like design, right? Sometimes it can get a bit subjective. It's like, I like this, I like that, or this one is not facing the correct direction. Many of it is subjective, but we feel that it doesn't have to be. And from the architectural angle, they see that it doesn't have to be that way also, because there is a science behind it.
Yeah, I think what we think we're doing different is that we're really trying to make design data turn more objective. Typically when you say design, it's more of a subjective thing, right? But actually, but in a floor plan, actually a lot of things are sort of scientific. Yeah. So and there's a lot of data within a floor plan, because how architects design is floor plan is not really look and feel. You can say paint color could be, but floor plans actually there's a lot of things within a floor plan which can be analyzed, right? And there's also I think when you design floor plans, you actually fulfill a lot of anthropometric needs.
What is that?
Which means like how. For example, this room, right? Ergonomics. How high the table has to be. How big is a queen size bed? How big is a king size? These are all data which are actually sort of fixed. It's human proportions basically. Yeah, it's designing floor plan designed for human proportions and lifestyle needs as well. So what we're trying to do is to put these kind of design data into a quantifiable metric, so that hope lay people will be able to then compare between one unit to another unit.
See, the fact that we have to explain this so much is actually one of the key challenges we face as Attribute. If I bring this back a bit to how I got started, right, with Attribute, about 3+ years ago, Wai Leong came to me and said, "Hey, Aloy, come for a beer. I got something interesting to share with you." So, because I'm in digital, right? So for people in digital, I tend to hear a lot of startup ideas. It's natural. Hey, you digital. Hey, I have an idea. I want to build this place. Make this place where people can buy and sell stuff. Yeah, I think that has been done a few times before. It is very common for people to bounce ideas off, because a lot of people has idea, but they need that.
Yeah, you're the geek who can build the idea for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So every now and then I get that, and actually I do enjoy it. I do enjoy new ideas, and a lot of them are very interesting. And I may not get involved in all of them, but I think you should go this route and that route based on what I know. So Wai Leong came to me over beer one day, and he said, "Hey, I have this idea." Then basically what we said lah, we analyze floor plan, and what are you talking about? I mean, I have a house. When I bought the place, I look at it, I like it, and I like it lah. What's there to analyze? What are you talking about? What's the gap you're trying to fill, right? What's the problem you're trying to solve? So the way he explained to me that time, as a total noob to this, right, makes sense. He said, yes, previously he was he designed a lot of condos, right? He designed a lot of private property, and he said that as a designer of private property, very often he sees designs, and he can see the tricks that's been done to them to increase the floor size.
So namely,
like
I mean, they're
example,
like a couple of years ago, it's also in the press, like developers. Okay, I think there was time when quantum prices for housing is bursting $1 million or something. Then people are trying to psychological barrier.
It's 1 billion.
Yeah, 1 million, right? Of course, this barrier has since
yeah,
it has gone up, right? So same thing, so barrier. So developers will try to maintain the strata area within a certain area so that the quantum doesn't burst, right?
Of course.
So there are other tricks, right? So it's really floor plan design, lah.
Okay.
And then another anecdote example is like, okay, there's this press about aircon ledges getting huge, because aircon ledges are part of your strata area which you're paying for. So you per square foot times aircon ledge, then people say, how come I thought I bought 1,200 or 1,000 square foot house, but
doesn't
where's
feel
my
like
1,000?
yeah.
Then actually find, actually
you're buying the aircon ledge.
some
buy
is
aircon
ledge,
ledge.
or some corridors,
that's
entrance corridors. So you get lost in these things. So that's the thing about.
How about balcony?
Yes, counted.
Counted.
Strata,
Yeah. Okay.
And there was a time in the early days also when URA the rules were saying that what's that, bay windows. Bay windows were free to developers, GFA.
For a while lah.
Yeah. But
When did they stop it? When did they stop it?
many years ago.
Okay.
Many
But
years
for a
ago.
while they.
Yeah, for a while they were free for developers to
So people
use.
treat it like, almost like free additional space that
Yeah. So developers can sell the space,
Okay.
but they just didn't have to.
buy the space. Yeah, pay for when they pay for the land.
Yeah, when you pay for the land.
So a lot of such things, right? Oh, okay lah, this one 2-bedroom one. Let's squeeze one more bedroom in there, and then you can market it as a 3-bed. The kind of thing, right? So So when Wai Leong explained all this to me, he said, I never thought of it that way. And he said that for I'm sure Wee Chin as well, for them, because they are basically practicing architects or architect trained, they will get a lot of friends who going to buy something like, hey, Wee Chin, you see this one, what do you think of it? And there was a time when, especially when the property market was quite hot, he said every weekend he's meeting 2-3 person to look at this thing. And
also live stage maybe.
So then he saw that as a way, maybe he should extract this. And he came up with at that time a very early version of Attribuild, where he extract all his heuristics, his rule of thumbs. Okay, this one must be like that, this one must be around this, or else it will have that problem. And he was thinking, can we computerize this, right? Digitalize this, put it in a system. Interesting. And I thought, okay, maybe we try something. So I got involved. I wasn't the one that's doing the programming, but I have people that I work with that I know can do the necessary. So we got them together. We built an early prototype. Kind of can work. And then we tested it with a few early people. And they were like, this one good, but can you do that? Suddenly the feature list come out already, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yes, once you ask people, I also need, but I want to compare, I want to see this area, that area, area, the feature list come out. So from there, okay, initially it's self-funded, it's really out of pocket to pay. Like that, I think we might need to find some money.
So in the end, we did come out with this thing which has attribute score, what we call it, attribute ranking or ranking.
Actually, do you mind showing me like maybe we can just go through this? Yeah, maybe as an example.
Yeah. So example, we have basically two things which creates a unit, right? So we distill everything that we collected from the floor plans.
So every single floor plan has a number,
score.
has a score.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is like your GPA score.
Okay, got
right?
it.
Your grade point average, and then actually within this score, actually you can drill down to the different scores of each room. So your master bedroom has a score, your living room has a score, your dining has a score, blah blah blah, kitchen.
Okay.
And these are like the subject grades, right?
Gotcha.
So subject grade, like I think my long was like this had the Robert Parker index, you know the
Drink wine,
Okay.
Then it's like yeah. So so that will tell you how good you are lah. So we have a band which says that okay, above 4 is like extraordinary. Yeah.
Okay.
Because actually it compares across the stock.
Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then of
When you
course
say compare the stock, so I'm interested. Like, so how do you roughly? What's the rationale behind the scoring system? Is it you're always comparing with all the other floor plans you have in your inventory? Is that how it works?
Yeah.
So it's a relative score then,
It's a relative.
almost like a bell curve kind of thing.
It is exactly a bell curve, and we compare of the same category. So 1 bedroom to 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom to 2 bedroom, etc. So that
it's
so
a
they'll be
fairer.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That score becomes ranking, so you get percentile again. So whether you're a top 20 percentile or you're the.
So you mentioned there are two things. One is the score, the other is the percentile, is it?
The other is a ranking, because in Singapore we love ranking, right? We love rank schools, we rank hawker center, we rank food.
Oh, I see. So the percentile is.
So this is the one that we say that is comparing against the
Each other.
the one bedder to one bedders.
Yeah.
Got it.
So the easy way to understand is one is the GPA. The score is the GPA. This is because beyond the score, we also have the individual, the living room score, the bedroom score,
I see.
kitchen score. Basically, is the subject score lah.
Okay.
So the subject score take, then you aggregate, then you get the GPA.
Oh, Roger.
So that's a GPA. Then with the GPA, is you can do quite good with your GPA, but where do you compare with your peers? That's where it's almost like the class ranking, your first, second, third in the class. So you can have 4, but maybe before then you're okay. Usually 4 you are already quite ahead of the class because of
4 out of 5 lah.
Yeah.
5 is. Is there any
our-
unit that has 5?
No.
What's the highest you see?
Wow, that's a good
I think
question.
4.6 or
Wow, so good.
4.6, 4.7.
Okay, I would love to see it. Okay, but anyway, okay, cool.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So
Maybe we check one of that. So how you navigate this is you select a project,
yes.
you select the actual block, and then actual unit number.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and
then-
actually working with you,
Yeah.
the price of the number would
Of course, yeah.
would come
Of
up,
course,
right?
We have the zoom value. Okay.
Yeah, you have the zoom value coming out here. Yeah, but of course, these are being this particular example is new unit, so we just turn it off. Yeah, so with that, so we sort of start with giving you an overview of what are the attributes, good and bad of the
So
unit.
the attributes could be, you have here unit area, livable space, what's the livable space?
Actually, livable space is so everything. So we put all the
Take out all the aircon ledge and
everything
all
on
that.
the,
Oh, okay.
the
So
utility
that
room,
is
the
considered livable
corridor.
space. I
Yeah,
see.
so you can immediately see whether you have wasted space in the unit.
So, and then utility area, what is that utility
It's a
area?
So
yard.
household shelter,
Yeah.
yards, storerooms are all
I see.
classified under utility.
So in general, how would you, okay, let's say storeroom, right? What is objectively good? Like how would you rate something like a storeroom?
So if there is a big storeroom, then it will
into
you eat into say. Then of course we
So I see, Roger. So in a way, a good score in utility space likelihood, what you're saying is you don't have a lot of like.
No, it must be enough.
Yeah.
The key
they
is
also-
it must
Yeah.
be enough. Because if you totally don't have, then that also
And then
pose problem.
Yeah. So that's coming back to, let's say, that's why we put in the criteria also from our architectural background of how you plan a good space.
I see.
Yeah.
So I guess what I'm trying to get at is it's not as simple as just like if you're big then you're this score, if you're small it's this score. It's also actually there's some like you some architectural understanding of like, okay, what is required if you have a a household that live in a 2-bedroom, you will need certain space. Your bathroom needs to be that big, that kind of, but cannot be too big, otherwise you eat
it's
something
like
else.
it becomes useless, right? Because there are certain good, like what I mentioned, anthropometric correct spaces to have.
I see.
So if you have a lot of bedroom but a very small dining room, then eat in the bedroom.
Roger.
Yeah.
I see.
I mean, interesting thing for Singapore is that for some balconies, I mean, we noticed that in balconies, I mean, Singaporeans maybe don't really like balconies.
Yeah.
I mean, they might be
actually
changing.
that's the thing. I mean, but there are a lot of units with big balcony. I always wonder, like.
Partly also URA policy.
Oh,
Because
Roger.
there are certain calculations where you can get free GFA again.
Oh, Roger. Is it still in place? Those kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh, that is why the balcony ends up pretty
sometimes people
Yeah.
want to give.
I see.
Or it could be a lifestyle change. So these are actually interesting things that you can start to analyze.
Roger.
Yeah, whether the industry change or lifestyle change demands different.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so when you look it across time, it can get interesting, like the size of kitchen, for example.
Roger.
When you see the size of kitchen over the years,
Yeah.
that indicates a lifestyle change, right?
Got it. Everyone order Grab food. Don't call
Yeah,
it.
yeah. It's actually getting
Yeah.
smaller. And it's getting
And how like let's say kitchen. I mean, also there's closed kitchen and open kitchen, right? Like you also take those.
So actually,
kind of thing.
our kitchen analysis is on area or one, and also on counter length.
What is counter length?
Length of counters. So you know where you can basically prepare food, right? You need
I
a good enough adequate counter length for you to put your hob, right?
I see.
To
Do the
put your
preparation and
sink,
all that.
preparation area.
So it's things like that, right? It's not just the size of the kitchen.
Roger.
Do you have enough space to have a long enough counter? These are
Roger.
things that lay people like me will never understand, right? And they never think of it. So that is one of the key challenges we have with Attribuild. We are trying to help people solve a problem they didn't know they have.
Okay.
So the first
That
problem
is tough, man.
that
Yeah, a lot of educations. Yeah. No, but I mean, maybe I'm a geek lah. You know, I really love what you guys are doing because like, in essence, you're quantifying something that is very important but wasn't quantified before.
Yeah, wasn't quantified and people didn't realize that they need it. So that's the key challenge we have here. Like, we need to help people understand that very often, and every now and then you may hear friends, they buy a unit and then they move in, they're like, wow, after I put in the TV, the TV too big, you know. Because they didn't realize it after they put the sofa, the size.
Got it.
After I put the sofa, then I cannot put coffee table. If I put coffee table, I have to change to a smaller sofa, you know.
So actually on that particular, right, let's say when you look at living room, you have a score for living room. So you also look at the absolute, like the.
So we give
width.
we give a width and length and compares whether is it how does it compare with the.
I see. So it's not purely just the area, like it's also the actual shape.
Yeah, and whether then we can give you some advisory, say that it fits a 2-seater or 3-seater, and with a.
So in this particular case, it says living room is well sized. It is very long but very narrow for a 1-bedroom. So these so-called insights, right, is auto-generated.
Auto-generated.
Okay, that's impressive. So you have a system where once you've basically done the translation into the data thing, the data cleaning or shaping, then all these are okay. So it's systematic.
So there's a lot of heuristic and intelligence behind that. For example, you see, because this is a 1-bedroom, so it says fit a 2-seater sofa. You wouldn't try to fit a 6-seater and try into it because
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. So let me just go back. So you have utility area. What is external area?
Oh, so balconies. Basically balconies. PS.
Okay.
Things like not covered by the roof or any roof. Yeah.
Got it. So let's say if it's a penthouse with say the roof. I mean the what do you call that? The second floor.
Roof deck,
the roof deck.
terrace, yeah.
That one would
Things
be
like
purely
roof
external,
terrace.
is it?
Yes, we
Okay.
put it as external.
Or if you are like say you live on the ground floor facing the pool.
Yep.
Then you have the
public
big
enclosure space,
that one is also considered external.
Yes,
I see.
that's right.
Got it. So in general, for those, I presume if it's too large, then it's a bad score lah.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean that's what we're assuming now for the market, and because that's what we see how the market is treating these spaces.
Okay.
I think balconies. There was also trends people covering up balconies. So
I mean I see all the time when the agents talk about balconies. Oh, guess what? You can just extend all the way, then put the slip track, and then so that you become internal. So I was like, why build balcony in the first place?
It's a Singapore market phenomenon.
Yeah. Too hot lah.
Yeah, too hot.
I was like, what? what alfresco dining one. We did just stay in aircon, man.
Actually, that brings up a very interesting point. You see, at first we optimized this system to what's the ideal, almost textbook configuration.
Yeah.
But then we realized that people do have preferences.
Of course, variation.
Lifestyle variation.
Yeah.
If someone is will never touch a kitchen, one is like, okay, kitchen. If you throw away kitchen better. If someone is like they want to cook every weekend, that's a way to distress. Then kitchen is important to me, right?
So I see.
Someone who wants to sit outside and do yoga at the balcony. Yeah. So how do we balance that, right?
Yeah.
And that is actually one of the things that we are starting to work on.
But I suppose you have the basic ingredient, right? Because I presume I can search by, hey, my wife cook every day one, she will love a big kitchen. So I would then maybe the search criteria is great kitchen score, but I don't care about external area, just give me a good kitchen score. So there are that kind of filtering.
That's actually exactly what we are trying to
that's the next iteration of the product that we are building. Because within that when we started thinking down that path, right? Actually, a lot of other surprises come up. How do you balance this and that?
Yeah. How about let's say I don't know whether you're taking facing into account right now.
Honestly, it will be.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. Right now it's not, but definitely there's a way.
It's just a matter of
key in the facing, right?
It's
the metadata.
It's a metadata.
The next stage as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So all such things. It became surprising when we started exploring user preference, because now if you think about it, right, then if you have a unique preference, let's say you're someone who balcony is important and good for you, right, because you want to do yoga in the balcony every morning before you go to work, right? And there are people who will not want balcony. Now you are able to sort of help people find what they need without having to compete with the most expensive. Because if something is ideal all around, right, then of course it will be expensive, because everybody wants that. And the top scorers that we spoke about just now, those are, you can go and find it, but you'll see what we mean. It's all the very premium.
Yeah.
Roger.
Very premium. But now you can help people to fulfill their needs without competing with each other. Now I can find something that actually works best for me, and which may not work for other people, but now I can get it at the price that's most competitive.
Makes a lot of sense.
We really hope to fill this gap in the whole information property information space. Because right now what you see on available information, it's all anything on the development that's outside of the unit.
Yes,
they tell you how many
swimming pool there
this one near what school. MRT is 500 meters away. But what are you buying? Actually, you're buying the unit. You're spending that million over dollars on that unit, which is your space. But nobody's telling you how, right? But if you go and buy a car, yes, you can flip through brochure and tell you how much horsepower, how much everything. So here we want to be the
Roger. No, I think it makes a lot of sense. I'm curious. Sorry, if you don't mind me asking again. What is circulation?
So circulations are corridors. So I will put private lift lobby is
also, you also take into account the outside of the unit.
No, actually, it's all within strata areas. We will count it.
Oh, I see. So let's say maybe it's a 3-4 bedroom. So you sometimes it's a what do you call that? A dumbbell shape, is it? Like master, like junior.
Okay. So sometimes you have in designs you have maybe after the living area, then you got this hallway. This is walkway. Then you go to your room.
That's right.
So we count this walkway as a circulation space.
And your heuristic is that a longer hallway is good versus not good? Like what is it?
It's not good because it's sort of you can't use it, right? You only can use it for
walking. Roger. I see. Okay, I see. Because I was gonna ask let's say a 2-bedroom scenario, you could have a living room in the middle and then 2-bedroom on the side or you can have 2-bedroom all on one side and then living room. But presumably if you do that, then you have a corridor. So that circulation will capture something like that. Roger. How about more, I don't know, esoteric stuff like Feng Shui? I don't know whether, I don't know Feng Shui myself, but presumably it's all just actually based on centuries of heuristics.
This is almost like the way we talk about it. This is almost like modern Feng Shui. Okay. This is scientific modern Feng Shui. In a sense, yes, it is like you say, heuristics, right? Like it's 坐北朝南 because of the air and the wind, and so that you don't get too hot in summer, etc. So it's kind of like that. In fact, when we were thinking about this and we were thinking about the user journey, where we fit into the user journey for someone looking for property, we were quite realistic. We don't expect anybody to like come here looking for like as a first touch point. We have a lot of other places for first touch point now. Yep. The way we anchor ourselves or we think about it is if we can get them somewhere between between consulting with the Feng Shui master and signing the contract, or like between the viewing of the floor plan and the Feng Shui master, somewhere along there we insert there, that would be a good place. That would be a good first place that we want to be at this point. Where after you this one, you have shortlisted a few units, because inevitably people are still looking at location. When so shortlisted, this one kind of works. That one, okay, got a school for my son, whatever. After that, they shortlisted the unit to come in and check to make sure that there are no hidden problems with the unit that they're looking at, so that there are no surprises after they move in. So that's the way we are thinking about it. We are the modern day Feng Shui masters.
Do you actually speak with any actual like Feng Shui practitioner at all about this at all?
No, I don't know. I think we're not going.
Okay.
Digital guy,
no, I see. Yeah, because like there's this company called Kujiale. I guess you guys know.
Yeah.
So okay, for the audience, so Kujiale, maybe we'll refresh it in the video. So Kujiale is this I don't think they're a startup anymore. They're a huge company now. That in China, and they are kind of an interior design platform of sorts. But what impressed me was just the sheer volume of floor plan data they had. I tried the website a couple of times. It felt like every single cities I go to, you can pick Shanghai and then pick that particular project and then pick that particular unit. They will have a floor plan. I think they have almost 500,000 floor plan. So something humongous. And I remember somewhere they also have some kind of a score, but it's something to do with Feng Shui. So that's why I asked. Presumably a lot of Chinese care about that.
I guess so.
Having that amount of floor plan is a goal that we are working towards as well, and it's actually quite challenging.
Yeah, in fact, if I'm not wrong, what they did is I don't know how exactly you guys are doing yours. I don't think you guys are so-called taking the or maybe let's talk through the rough process. You're taking probably like the raw so-called almost like an image floor plan, and then you try to analyze based on that. But you right now don't convert that floor plan into, let's say, a CAD file and an actual 3D.
No. We convert it into a digital form, but not a CAD file. But it's a digitalized form, as in the floor plan is deconstructed. All the areas are identified, measured into the system. So it's not just so the system is 100% automated. So all of this is not like Wai Leong's opinion or Wei Chin's opinion or Aloysius' opinion about how big a house small, whether good or no good. So all of this.
So this is what you meant, This
is the marked up. This is exactly
the marked up area. Okay.
So we mark out the area, and then those are digitalized, and we use that as information to process it. But so it doesn't. It's not necessarily a CAD file, as in that you can put it back together, and then you can do 3D, etc. But it is definitely digitalized.
Got it. Yeah. Kujiale, I think they actually went and build something like that. That is quite insane.
China's feet.
That's why the floor plan, regardless of the project, right, they all have the same style, because they're converted into the styling is the same.
Okay.
That's how I roughly know they must have. And also because the way they do it is they they can easily convert it into a 3D model. Then from there, then I think that's how interior design. Let's say I have a Shanghai unit. I get someone, a designer, interior designer in Beijing, and that fellow can go design for me because I have the floor plan and very accurate CAD file is there already. Then all I need to do is or maybe all that person need to do is remote control a contractor, then go and do it.
Yeah. That would be a
but I would love for you guys to eventually.
that could be a
Yeah, but this is already a very big step for sure. So what are some of the challenges, I guess, as you like go from just concept to where you guys are now? Like I presume it's a huge task to go and mark things out in the first place.
It takes effort to do that, definitely, and I don't think we have not covered the entire market.
Okay, when you say entire market, you mean just the
Singapore market?
You mean just the
amount of
condo, or you don't do HDB right now, right?
No, right now we're not focusing on HDB.
Okay.
Purely the private condominiums.
Private condominiums, I see. Is there any reason why you guys choose that and not HDB or landed or?
One reason is HDB floor plans are actually quite standardized.
Oh, Roger.
Yeah, you cannot
actually
really change.
they what I understand from that, because the rules are rather strict in terms of how big the rooms have to be. Being a government body, and they have the volume of the market, they can do that, and volume also which they need to produce fast. So actually the variations is not as large as a private developer.
I see. So are you to say you're saying that the need for something like this is more because the variability on layout is a lot more?
Yes, that's
And
how
also
I
because with private property in a small city like Singapore, it's a premium. Yeah. Every inch, every foot, you are paying money for that. So you don't want to waste any money. Okay. So every square foot, is $1,000+. So it's how many square foot that you can save back.
Roger. So right now, like what's your so-called coverage now, your market coverage?
We believe we have 50% of at least 50% of the market. I think a lot of the difficult ones are actually the older condos.
I imagine, So the way, I suppose the new launches, those are easy to so-called
because they're already in digital format, right? The brochures are in digital, the floor plans are in digital.
Actually, the old ones are hard to find.
Old ones.
Yeah. So maybe the M block is helping us actually.
Okay, then let's just take the new floor plan. I see.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
I see. Is there any way you guys are thinking of how to tackle that, or? But I guess if you have 50%, it's already very good already. I think.
We want to not just hit. Okay, the thing is, the way we create this algorithm, right? We create it to be scalable, because it is not opinion based. It is a market norm based. So what is technically possible is for us to take this algorithm, take it out, go to Hong Kong, apply it, and then we can do one for Hong Kong, go to New York and do it.
I see.
Yeah, so that's the idea behind that. In order to do that, so that's another thing about the evolution of the product, right? In the very early days, we're like, okay, how can we build an MVP for this, right? The minimum viable product. So we had like 1, 2, 3, 4 minimum requirements to it. Then for good measure, we throw in one other feature. So we built that thing. So that was the one that we show to friends and family to get their feedback. And from there, the feature list come out with like 100. And by now, right, our feature list is like, and one of the feature lists is to have computer vision. Ideally, in the future, someone upload a floor plan and then immediately and it's already done. Roger. So all of these are in the pipe works. But of course, this one you have to. We have to.
That's a totally different
animal, really.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
So this is not the final form.
Got it. I see. So you mentioned actually other cities. So you guys are actually thinking of potentially also going beyond Singapore.
That is definitely the plan we have. That's the vision that we have, and a lot of our product thinking, a lot of the AI configurations and AI planning is based around that, not just the Singapore context, but a dense population, a dense city context. Because if you are in a place where there's like New Zealand when there's plenty of land, right?
You don't care. You save a square foot here, don't care.
Yeah, room also no problem, right?
So then cities
it's a big cities that we want to hit.
Roger. I see. Okay. Hong Kong, Tokyo, Seoul, and all that.
Yeah, the obvious ones.
Okay. Very interesting. So, but how about currently, like, what are the, like, can you describe some of the actual use cases that people, like regular users, are using you, and also who are these regular users? Are they? I'm guessing they are mostly home buyers.
Could
Not
be.
so much home sellers, right? I suppose.
Home buyers. I guess also we do get I believe some are actually agents.
You actually get a lot of very regular agent to the point of, yes, we have a feature where if
the plan is not.
If you cannot find your plan there, you can make a request to us.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you can upload, we'll best. If not, we'll try and use our resources to find.
And then we'll basically create the report for you for free.
What's a report? Report, is this something?
Just
like this. Okay, Roger.
All the spaces.
Okay,
so we are starting to recognize that there are some people that come back so often that we start to recognize.
And then we reach out to them. Hey, what are you using for?
So they must be doing it for the clients.
Yeah. So that's one part which is interesting, because you are arming the agents with more tools and information and data. So they I think will appear more professional, because you can then consult better, right? Instead of just opening the door. And that's also how we develop this compare to. Yeah. So if you want this unit, you can actually add it in.
I see. Add units to compare with.
Add it in, and then you can.
Like side by side.
Yeah, side by side. Then we give you a side by side report.
Okay.
It's just like. A lot of this is actually from the tech space.
Handphone. Compare camera, compare handphone. Of course.
Then we lay it out.
All the specs.
This too.
So we hope this will help. I think eventual home buyers or agents. Then shortlist. You don't have to every weekend go see show flat until you are so tired. But at least pre-select, right, before you actually go and finally see the space.
So this product was actually in closed beta for about 1.5, 2 years almost, where we were developing, we were showing it to friends and family.
More and more data first.
And then this one, then we need to change. Then we do look at the UX. This UX I think cannot. Then we change. So for closed beta for about 1 year plus 2 years, after about 2 years, then we let's roll it out to the public, and we put a little bit of money behind it just to get some visibility, roll it out. Because to me that's a real litmus test. I mean, when you meet your friends and family, then nobody want to tell you that you're building something not useful, right? They want to be polite to you. Good job, this and that. So, but what happens when you put it to the public and we try, and that's when we I feel, for me personally, I feel most encouraged after we put up, because we see there's a lot of returning users. The users are not just coming, bouncing. They are clicking through, they're using features, they're requesting for new features, etc. Can I do this, can I do that? What happens? They are seeking clarification. What does this mean? What does that mean? So it is, to me, that's very encouraging. It shows that we are trying to fulfill a real need that people do have. And once they see this, they can recognize that they don't have this. Once they see it, they recognize that they didn't have it before. The problem is now we have to make them see this, because before they know about this, they don't know what they are missing. You don't know what you don't know. So that's the problem we are trying to solve right now.
Sounds like a marketing / distribution.
Marketing, yes. That one is a part of it, yes.
How about, have you guys spoken with any of the developers, real estate developers?
Yes, we have been also reaching out to some.
Because
how do they view something like this?
What we think is how we think we can help that market, which we think is our B2B market.
B2B,
is to help developers in their design phase, feasibility. Right, even in land feasibility, design phase. and then also help architects, designers who are designing for these developers. Right, because with a data set or with a competitive set which you are trying to pit your own development against, you now won't be you now can design without with some visibility of what your competitors are doing.
So this
it can almost be like, I mean, if it's really integrated into the whole workflow, it could be like the first drawing from architect, send it to you first, grade first, then so bad. Okay, we draw.
It's true.
Yeah, because you choose who you want to market against, right? Yeah. Honestly, there's no. I mean, it's not a
absolute
black and white.
Right.
Yeah, it's not an absolute thing, because your product, like what we said just now, how people use it and how you want to pitch it is also different. And that's why you arrange your design differently.
Got it.
Yeah. Also, with the user preference, right? Once you are able to capture user preference, it can almost be predictive. Yes, now if you look at across the board, what users tend to be shifting towards. Maybe there's a gap. Maybe there's a bunch of people who are really looking for very big kitchens, by the indication of their preference. Then that can be could be a potential gap there that you can try to fill. Or like, okay, people is actually want smaller bedrooms now because they want bigger living space so that they can socialize, or maybe people socialize outside anyway now, so they just want small living room and more bedroom space. So these are the kind of,
could be a feedback loop that we can also pass to.
So it's not just what other people are building, but what are the users looking for that may or may not be built yet.
Got it. I see. That's great. So, I guess in terms of your I guess, I don't know, maybe 5 years down the road, like what if everything goes well, without fires all gone, like where would you like Attribuild to be by then?
I think definitely part of the process for someone looking for their property, definitely, that is something which will give them the intelligent, or at least the data-backed assessment of a space. Yeah, so we want to be part of that.
We want to be firmly inserted into the user journey, into the consumer journey in the process of looking for property. It's like, don't forget to check it out in Attribuild, that kind of thing. And maybe by then a multi-city product.
Yeah. That would be super exciting, I think. Do Hong Kong, I think Hong Kong makes sense. I don't think Hong Kong has something like this either.
For places like Hong Kong, I think this one super makes sense because
I mean, walao.
Super premium.
Squeezing down. They call it a 棺材屋. Okay, well, anyway, thank you so much for swinging by today. I really, like I said, I really dig what you guys are doing. And I look forward to doing more things together.
Yeah, similarly, man. I think you guys are doing really cool stuff with all your data.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Okay, alright. Okay, thank you. Okay, ciao. See you next time. Bye.